That poor stats on the beat.
I'm on the block, pull up, skirt, skirt. Where you at? Where you at? You a kid, bitch. I sit you on my lap, on my lap. Throwing sauce, bitch. Get off that internet. Talking tough, we was never into that. I'm on the block, pull up, skirt, skirt. Where you at? Where you at? You a kid, bitch. I sit you on my lap, on my lap. Throwing sauce, bitch. Get off that internet. Talking tough, we was never into that. Ass fat, they like.
What going on YouTube? It's your girl Nika and I'm back again with another video. And today's video, if you can see from the title down below, I'll be doing a get ready with me as well as a story time about my worst college roommate in college. Well, duh, I just said college roommate. Duh. So if you want to listen to my story time as well as watch me beat my face, just keep on watching. Oh, by the way, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as well as click the little bell so you get a notification every time I post. And don't forget, you always gotta be slave to the gods, speed to compete, and always on fleek. Alright, let's get into the video. So I have moisturized my face already. I'm gonna put on some primer. This is the Fenty Beauty primer, my regular primer. And I'm also gonna be using the Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser by Maybelline. Maybe it's Maybelline. So, you guys, if you don't know, I am a recent college graduate. I just graduated from Johnson & Wales University in North Miami, Florida. Whoop, whoop. Shout out to the women with the degrees, because we got another degree hotter. Okay. So yeah, I had this college roommate. I think this is my junior year of college. I had this college roommate who turned out to be a crazy woman. She had to be a crazy woman because I just couldn't understand why she did the things she did. So I'm going to give you guys a little background on why the main event happened. So I had a college roommate who used to make up fibs. You know what? I'm not even going to say that. I had a college roommate who went through a lot in school. And she used to drink a lot. Like, when I say a lot, she used to come home drunk to the point where she was throwing up. I had to put her in the shower, make sure she go to bed sometimes. Like, my roommates would come over to my friends' rooms because they always knew where I was at. My friend's room and say, oh, your roommate just came home drunk. And, you know, I would have to deal with her all the time. Like, she used to drink a lot. When I said this girl used to drink and get drunk a lot, like, it was like an everyday thing for her. Like, every weekend, she was out partying. So I remember when the first incident happened, it was a party. We wanted to go to this house party, right? I wanted to go to this house party, but she didn't want to go to the house party because she felt like the house party was going to be ratchet. So we didn't go to the house party that I wanted to go to. She wanted to go to this house party that her friend was having. It's a friend that I know. We're going to call him James. We're gonna call him James. So we went to James' house party, and we're gonna call my roommate, the crazy one, we're gonna call her Esmeralda. I'm gonna say Esmeralda because she was Spanish. So we went to Esmeralda wanted to go to James' house party, so we went to James' house party or whatever. And when we were there, we met up with another girl that I knew. Her name, I'm gonna make her name Tammy. So me and Esmeralda went to James' party and we saw Tammy. And Tammy and I were pretty close. We're pretty close, but we're cordial to each other. We're kind of friends, you know what I'm saying? And we're going about the party, you know, everybody's throwing back drinks, everybody's drinking or whatever. But you know, I'm not that much of a drinker, so I wasn't drinking like that. So I was there with my roommate and we're having fun, and next thing you know, she decided that she was gonna go into this room, one of the rooms in the house, with the girl, Tammy. So Esmeralda and Tammy goes into the room, and after a couple minutes after they go into the room, I go in to check on her because I'm like, you know, we at a party, you're drunk, I don't know what's going on. You know, I just go in the room to just check on her to make sure everything's okay, you know. So I go and I say, hey, Esmeralda, is everything okay? She's like, yeah, it's fine, everything's fine. And they were like really close, like laughing, giggly, and I was like, okay, but you know, I'm not one to judge. Do you, boo-boo? If that's what you want to do, do you? But the thing about it was that she had a boyfriend at the time. But that's none of my business. Like, it's none of my business. I didn't know the boyfriend, and if that's what she wanted to do, that's what she wanted to do. I wasn't gonna stop her. So the night went on. We came back home, and the next day, my Esmeralda ended up telling me that how when we went to that, it was either the next day or a couple days after that. I'm not really sure on the timelines, like exactly sure. She told me that that Tammy raped her. Yep. I said it. She told me when the next day or a couple of days after that she was sexually assaulted by Tammy. Tammy raped her. That's what she said. Those are the words that came out her mouth. She raped me. At first, people were like, how do you get raped by a girl? There's a possibility. You could get raped by anyone. It doesn't matter who and what it is. It doesn't matter. So it never came into my mind like, oh, that's impossible. It came into my mind like, what? Tammy? I would never expect that from Tammy. Tammy was a sweet, sweet, sweet girl. She was really sweet, really nice. What is she talking about? So I asked her what happened. I asked her how and when did this happen. She said when we were in the room, when you came and asked me if everything's okay. I said exactly. I came and asked you if everything's okay. Everything's fine. Why didn't you say anything? She said when I get nervous and I get in really tight situations, I laugh.
What? Bro, I'm out, man.
I was like, you laugh? What do you mean you laugh? She was like, I laugh. I just don't know how to deal with bad situations. So at that point, I felt really bad for her. I felt like a horrible roommate because I was like, I was there. I could have at least like gave you the opportunity. Like I could at least helped you out a little bit if you were ever in help or whatever. I was there. You could have told me like, and you didn't even act like anything was wrong because they came out of that room that night and they were all up on each other after that. So I was confused. I was totally and completely confused in what was going on. But I never once, say, maybe this is not true because you never want to do that to someone who has been in a situation like that. You just gotta listen. So I'm like, should I tell the RA? This needs to be reported. This is not a good thing. Whatever have you. So after the incident, I actually saw Tammy again, and I took it upon myself to ask Tammy what was going on and why my roommate Esmeralda was telling me that Tammy had did something to her. Esmeralda was like,
What?
what? I don't understand. Why would she ever say that? I was like, I don't know. She said that y'all did what y'all did, and she did not want it, and she didn't know how to act because when she gets into tight situations, she laughs and she smiles and she agrees. So I'm like, yeah, so you might not have known, but that's how she feels, and I feel like you guys need to have a conversation. She's like, we've been having a conversation. I said, what do you mean? What are you talking about? She's like, I texted her yesterday. We were just talking about her coming back over to the house. Like,
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this.
and she was cool. She wasn't saying anything like crazy. I was like, what? So she showed me the text messages. I looked at the text messages. I was like, what? Like, I'm confused. Like, who? I'm like, no, now this don't make no sense. So I'm starting to think like she make up the story now because like there's proof that the person that you say abused you, you're having text message conversation with your abuser. I'm confused. Who does that? So me being the person I am, I'm like, okay, I'm confused, but I'm not even gonna question her about it. It is what it is. That's what she said. That's what she said. So that passed on, and then a couple of days after, she kept going out. She kept getting drunk, coming home drunk. Always drunk. The last time she went out with, I don't know who she went out with, because it wasn't anybody that I knew, I believe. She went out with somebody, and she went to this like little pizza place around the corner from our school, because they used to serve us beer there. So everybody was there. I was home in my bed. She went out. She came back drunk, of course, and went to sleep. So then A couple days later, my roommate comes to me. Now, this is my other roommate because in this room, there are 4 girls. It's me, Esmeralda. I'm going to give my other roommate, I'm going to name her Zara. So me, Esmeralda, Zara, and then my RA, who I will name Lindsay. Me, Esmeralda, Zara, and Lindsay all lived in the room. I lived in a room with Esmeralda. Lindsay lived in a room by herself because she was an RA, and then what did I call her? Zara. And Zara stayed in the outside room by herself. So it was just me and Esmeralda technically technically sharing a room. But Zara's room wasn't actually a room, it was like an open living space. If you ever been to Jeju, you know they're famous for doing that, giving people places that don't have doors and then no privacy. What kind of, that don't make no kind of sense, you know what I'm saying? My roommate Zara decided that she, not decided, got some information from my roommate Esmeralda. She said Esmeralda told her that the other night when she went out to that place, what's that place called? When she went to the pizza place, she got raped. So her story was she went to the pizza place, she was there with some friends, and then she was walking back home, and one of the guys offered to walk her back home. So she said she was walking on the road next to our school with the boy, and she was super drunk, super drunk. And next thing you know, she passes out, and she remembers waking up and the boy was on top of her in the bushes, and then she passes out again. I was like, what? That's crazy. I was like, we have to report this. We have to report this. So I went and I had a conversation with her, and I was like, this needs to be reported. You have to report this. You can't just not report it, whatever have you. So then, at this point, I'm like, dang, that's twice. You got raped twice in 1 fucking month. What? That's crazy. Like, that's OD crazy. And she got raped by not only a man, but a woman as well. So she claims. So I'm just like, yo, this gotta be reported. We gotta tell somebody. It's gotta, you know. So, we end up telling the RA. The RA ended up talking to her and having her reported to the proper authorities. It was reported, it was written up. She actually saw the boy again and decided to ask the boy what he did, and, you know, had a conversation with him. And then she recorded it. She recorded the conversation saying that she's going to, and she told me she was going to do this too. She's like, she's going to make him admit to what he did. So she recorded him, and in the conversation, you can hear her saying, say what she did. And he's just like, I don't understand. I don't know what you're talking about. It was consensual. We were both drunk, but we knew what we were doing, blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay, that's weird for someone to want to record, you know, their assaulter saying that they assaulted them. It's weird. I guess she wanted proof for, like, the police reports and shit like that. I'm not sure. So, in all of that, the boy ended up getting expelled from school, I believe. I think he was expelled. I never really looked into it. And she started to act weird. This is where she started to do things that I just felt like was ridiculous.
Feelings so deep in my feelings. Notice they really like me. Can't control my anxiety.